Hi everybody, and welcome to Project Walkabout. I am your host, Becky the Sneaky Hobbit, and it is so wonderful to be back on track. I apologize that last week's podcast was rather late. We had some technical difficulties. I had literally almost finished editing the entire thing. I had about 18 minutes of recording, and the night before I was going to post it, I tried to open it to finish editing the podcast, and something had gone wrong with the file. So I apologize for that. I'm so happy to be back on track, and we are outside again. That's what's up. Let me also throw this out there. I have actually been having a blast learning how to do this whole podcast thing. I have been learning a lot about how to edit audio material, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the learning process with all that. So I've been having a really good time with this. Now, as most of you know, this Sunday is Easter. And I don't know, personally, I've always liked Easter, not just because it was an excuse to eat candy. Although eating candy, that's what's up. So there's that. But I don't know, it's just like this beautiful time of renewal that I've grown to appreciate as I've gotten older. Springtime is actually New Year's in a lot of cultures, and it actually kind of makes more sense that way. Our Gregorian calendar is kind of strange that way, that we have New Year's in the middle of winter. So it actually kind of makes sense, you know. A lot of cultures actually consider the New Year to be sometime in the spring. So it is. It's just a time for new birth, new growth, big change, and it's just kind of beautiful. I have an interesting history with Easter because even just within the last few years, I have had my heart broken on Easter, and I have had great news on Easter. Because 2 years ago on Easter, I actually found out I was going to be an auntie. And now my niece is walking and talking and generally being awesome because she's made of awesome and I love her to death. She's a cool kid. So, yeah, as I said, just a weird, interesting history for me personally with Easter. But yes, I encourage all of you out there, if you've been thinking about a project you've been putting off, or if you've been thinking of like a habit you want to change, stop the podcast right now and at least write it in your calendar when you can do it within the next week or so, okay? Like, write it in your calendar for within the next week or so and do it, okay? You can do it. Any resolutions you failed at during the normal Gregorian calendar New Year, please, again, I encourage you, please, put it, if you don't start it today, put it on your calendar for sometime within the next week that you are going to do it because you can do it because you're awesome. It's time for Review Corner. And I actually have a very seasoned indie artist for you this week. He has been producing music for a good, I would say about 10 years, something like that. 10 or 11. His name is Andrew Huang. That's Andrew, and then his last name is spelled, I think it's Huang. Huang. He is just beautiful. I love his stuff. He is known throughout his own little community of fans as the most diverse artist. He is amazing. He can do everything. Everything from songs about rainbows and unicorns to raps. And it's all just so phenomenal and amazing. He is absolutely, bar none, one of my favorite artists of anything of all time. And while he is able to make a living off of his music, I find it remarkable that as remarkable as he is not more famous. But then again, I guess that's just marketability. You know, he's so diverse. Record labels don't really know what to do with him. But that's okay. I'm trying to get him more fandom this way. As I said, he started about 10 or 11 years ago. He actually had had some bad luck trying to find a summer job and was basically, he basically just decided to start an eBay auction, saying, if you win this auction, I will write you a song with and he had like a list of what instruments he could play and stuff. And apparently a couple of people got into a bidding war. He had a friend that put it on her live journal or something. But anyway, it all took off very, very quickly, and that's how he got going. Same friend helped him put together a website later. This is he explains all this in one of his videos on YouTube. He does do YouTube sometimes. Some of my favorite albums of his are his own favorite, or at least what he said was his favorite a couple of years ago, the album Autumn. He has a series of all 4 of the seasons out now, and Autumn is my personal favorite out of anything he's done. I love it. And as a close second, my next favorite is something he released actually at Easter one year, an album called Lip Balm. And that's lip balm, like lip, BOMB. I know, right? See, he's clever like that. He's very he's very punny if you watch his YouTube videos. But yeah, those are my 2 favorite albums of his. There's lots of good stuff on his YouTube channel if you want to check out what it is out of his stuff you would like. But yeah, he also goes by Socks to Wear Pants too. So throw that into your next YouTube or Google search, okay? Okay, guys, that is it for this week. Again, if you have any suggestions for subjects I can talk about, or especially anything for Review Corner, hit me up at Sneaky Hobbit on Twitter, please. And stay tuned for next week. I will be reading some kind of blog-like journal entries for next week, and also potentially explaining some more things about a Big Bad website I'm still working on building. But in the meantime, thank you for listening, and I will catch you next week. Laters.